I have never met Wes, nor have I even seen his face on a screen. Nevertheless, I'm immensely grateful to him as a mentor. Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters and fellow guests, the objective of my speech today is to describe to you my experience of being a mentor. In February 2020, my husband Peter and I embarked on a programme called Second Nature. It's a healthy lifestyle programme encompassing diet, sleep, liquid intake, fitness, exercise and mental well-being. There's an initial 12-week programme followed by a sustain programme. And during that time, I was introduced to my mentor, Wes, who is both a nutritionist and a health and fitness instructor. I could type on my computer or phone any questions I had, difficulties I was facing or misunderstandings from the programme. What was it about Wes that made me say that I was so immensely grateful to him? Wes was 100% reliable. Every single message that I sent over a year, he has answered in a personal way. Wes made suggestions. He didn't give instructions. So, for instance, when we realised that I was not drinking enough water at all, he simply suggested that I put a bottle of water next to my computer on my desk. It was a simple suggestion and easy, and it worked. He didn't tell me to do it. He made a suggestion. Wes gave guidance, not goals. So when I wanted to set myself a weight loss goal, I set it way too low. And Wes messaged me and said, what is it that you want to achieve? How do you want to do it? Why do you want to lose so much weight? And he persuaded and encouraged me to actually put down something that was but much more realistic. And then he put mini targets in between so that we could celebrate small successes. And when I failed, which I categorically did, there was no condemnation, no put down. He just said, forget it, draw a line, move on. He told me that I can't change the past, but I can embrace the present and I can change the future. He was a wise guy. He is a wise guy. Wes empowered me with his knowledge. I'd learnt on the programme that 3 carbohydrates a day were sufficient for my needs. But when I measured out one serving of rice, it was so minute, it was laughable. And if I measured it out in pasta, every grain of pasta was a gram. I literally counted out 20 grains of pasta, 20 pieces of pasta. That was it for me. It was laughable, the carbs were so small. But when Wes explained to me what carbs do in the digestive system and how easy it is to put on weight by eating too many carbs, and then he would explain to me how our intake of carbs over time has changed over the last 50 years. Our intake of carbs has escalated dramatically. And with this knowledge, I felt empowered, I felt motivated to change my habits. After all, it seems that we're working against nature at the moment, not working with our second nature. During the year that Wes has been my mentor, I have had deep tragedy and grief. My husband Peter died of cancer in December 2020. At that time, Wes went over and beyond. He was compassionate, understanding, caring, and amazingly encouraging. The last message he sent me before Peter died said this: "You truly are an amazing lady and such an inspiration to me. You're going through such a challenging period and still find time to be grateful for things. Thank you for showing me what the best version of a human can be." At that time, my entire focus was on Peter and Peter's well-being, Peter's health. And my family, they all wanted to come and spend time with Peter. It was the middle of a COVID. People couldn't come, but people came and they wanted to be with Peter, spend time with him. And the medics all around me, we had hospice at home, we had nurses and doctors and medics all over the place, and their entire focus was on Peter. And friends and family and colleagues, they wrote cards and messages, remembering Peter, being grateful for Peter. Everything was focused on Peter, but Wes noticed me, and I was immensely grateful. After Peter died, Wes respected my wish for silence. He gave me space and time before I was ready to address second nature again. And so I'm immensely grateful to Wes. He's moved on to a new role now, but my experience of being mentored well will sustain me for a long time in the future. Mr. Toastmaster.